What's up, everybody? I know everybody wants to know like what settings to play on and what sensitivity and what kind of field of view to play on. But I'm gonna help you guys out, and I'm gonna teach you guys like how to, I guess, improve your aim when it comes to playing this game. So let's start off with the settings. First thing you want to do, if you're not already playing on sensitivity 5, I would try it out. If you're kind of used to playing like, say, like Call of Duty, and you're always like on 20, which is the maximum sensitivity you could play on, I'd recommend that too. I mean, you could obviously turn a whole lot faster and spin a lot faster, but that could affect your aim a lot. So I just stick with 5. That's what I'm really used to. Sensitivity ADS, this could stay the same. This is just like when you rotate, kind of like this. Again, it's not really necessary unless you have like like, I don't know, if you're just really fast with things. Anyways, responsive curve. So I play on classic, and then I also play on that right side. You can see linear raw input. It's basically the same. It's literally almost the same. It's just like it never misses like anything you do. So any kind of button that you hit on your controller, it is gonna always register it. Sometimes I've noticed on classic where sometimes it doesn't register every, I guess, thing that I do on my controller. It's kind of hard to explain, but I kind of just stick with classic other than that. Anyways, all this other stuff, look dead zone and all this here, something you shouldn't really touch. It's not really important. So again, with the field of view, I have mine all the way maxed out, so everything looks zoomed out, so I can kind of like see a lot more than I could with it being on regular field of view. See, like with your peripherals, you can see like from like all the way top right up there, and then you can see like, I don't know, just kind of anywhere where an enemy would be in front of you and stuff like that. So like aiming, I guess we'll start with the energy guns. I don't really use these too much, like the devotion I don't really use too much, but I do use the triple take. So a lot, one thing that I've noticed with these guns is that every hip fire shot is pretty much accurate. Like you can hip fire any weapon and it'll hit anyways, kind of like this. So I mean, it's basically like a done deal. If, I mean, somebody's in front of you, I guess if you have to like do a panic shot, you could just hip fire them and it'll usually always hit if they're right in the right in your face. So that's basically what I have to say about this gun. Devotion I don't really use too much. Again, I kind of just like do tap shots with the energy weapons. I don't have a turbocharger. Same with the Havoc, but you know, those aren't like normal guns that I usually use, so I can't really say too much about those weapons. Now the Wingman is something I use a lot. So is the Spitfire here. I use it sometimes, not all the time, but again, with the hip firing, it's pretty much accurate. Like you can kind of tell it never loses its line of fire. Even with aiming in like this, it's always super accurate. So if you guys are ever here in this training area and you want to get better with the Wingman, especially because I see a lot of people saying that they're not really that good with it, I'd come here and practice with it. Literally just stand up on a high part, like a high on one of those rocks, and you just aim down at the blue sights and just go like one by one on each side, and you can kind of improve your aim and see what you need to work on. So with the Spitfire, you can, okay, so what I've learned is, since that line of fire never like spreads out that much, all I do with the Spitfire, if I'm up close in the fight, I'm just gonna like hip fire a lot, because it's gonna most likely kill them, and it's like the line of fire straight, so you're never gonna miss really. So if somebody's all up in your face, you can just hip fire them a lot. I mean, those that do want to really work on their aim, I guess you could just, you know, come around and just aim down at each site and see how fast you can do it. I would recommend, if you're trying to test out your aim, kind of stand right in between 6 of the targets and just go one by one each target, and kind of like line up your fire with each one. So when you're doing this, you want to kind of just aim in like that, but you want to make it as fast as you can, so it'll improve your speed like when you're going against somebody or multiple teams. Again, with the DMR, I mean, it's a sniper, so you really just need to aim the red dot on the person. You can't really say too much about this, like any kind of snipers, because all snipers are pretty much accurate to hip firing too. So if you didn't want to like aim in, you can always hip fire if you're up close too. Same with the Prowler, hip fire, you can always hit your shot like that. I'd say this weapon is pretty much really easy to use, considering it does shoot 5 shots, so it could like land 3 shots on one person and 2 shots on a enemy if one's around like that. So the hemlock and flatline, I don't really use these weapons too much, but they do seem pretty accurate and pretty good. Okay, so actually let me say something real quick. So the same with this triple take right here, as you guys notice, it has the same kind of crosshair for each weapon. Even though this one's an assault rifle and this one's a sniper, it'll still shoot really accurate when you're going against enemies. If you're trying to hip fire, again, if you're trying to aim in, I would recommend always try to aim up so you can get the headshots. It's higher damage anyways, you get more damage, you can kill them a lot faster, but it is the same as the triple take, like when you're hip firing. So same with the hemlock's crosshairs is like a triangle, so it's always straight. This gun I've never had a problem with hip firing because it's so accurate. You can literally use the weapon to hip fire most of the time rather than aiming. I know a lot of people don't like how the sight is on it, so I know a lot of people that just usually use it just to hip fire and stuff. It's still the same damage and all that. So again, alright, so I know a lot of people don't like the P2020, but if you start off in the game and you don't have a good weapon, I mean, if this is just laying around, you're gonna have to just use it regardless. Again, everything, all hip firing is super accurate. It's just getting your aim down, being quick. I would honestly, so what if I were you guys coming to training, if you're ever in a situation where, I guess if your teammate is maneuvering around more than you are, kind of just like slide around, and you know, a lot of people can't hit their shots. Like you see a lot of people who are trying to aim at you and they can't do it because they're like going like this. They'll just like move back and forth trying to follow where you're going, so not every single shot's gonna hit, and then they're gonna have to reload obviously, so then that's your time to, you know, take them out while you can. So I kind of practice just going down the line like this with each weapon, just go right down the 6 targets. So these are probably one of my 2 favorite guns. R99 is probably my favorite gun. It has the fastest fire rate in the game, I'm pretty sure. This one, honestly, I try to get up as close as I can and run up on somebody, because all 18 shots can kill somebody if they have a common shield or a blue shield, and that's fully charged too. So if you're running up on somebody and you're just letting go with the whole clip, then they're gonna go down. Same with the R301. If you're running up on somebody, you can down them. Same with the accuracy. You can hit fire. You will hit every shot if you do it. But yeah, it's pretty much simple. G7 is basically a sniper. You just gotta take your time with it, and you could land most of your shots, if not a lot of your shots. Again, you can hit fire. Nothing crazy, but something like that. Alternator, same thing as the R301 and R99. You can see in the middle there, it's the same as the triple take and the flatline weapon. Alright, the gun that everybody hates. Let me explain something to you guys with this gun, because it's not as bad as you guys think it is. So, body shot, 45 damage, headshot, 66 damage. Hip fire shot, 45, 65, 66, whatever. Same damage like that. If you're, yeah, okay, first thing, don't try to use this gun as a peacekeeper or any other shotgun. Like, this is a handheld shotgun. You're supposed to run up on somebody and kind of just like, just force them out of whatever they're doing. Get up in their face and kind of just like try to aim high and do whatever. Like, for example, like this Bloodhound, like if you're just sitting there, like just get up in his face and you'll down him easily. Like it's not that hard at all. Now with the Peacekeeper, I use it sometimes, not a lot, just because it's very inconsistent for me. But for the people who do use it, congratulations, because I can't use it for nothing. We'll use the Bloodhound, and for example, like to practice with this weapon, I would actually just kind of just jump around him and just keep shooting your shotgun shots. on the sensitivity of 5 that I told you about. If you don't play on sensitivity 5 or don't want to play on sensitivity 5, then kind of just practice jumping around and hitting him, because all these other targets are like kind of wide on the side. So I would just practice on this dude like this. So, or you could just go down the line again and hit every target with every shot. So Ava 8 is probably, in my opinion, the best shotgun in the game, just because every shot, it might not be like a super high damage shot, but you still have more rounds to give, especially with the shotgun bolt. You can just keep kind of like laying down shots with it. It's not too hard to use at all. It's actually really good with taking a lot of teams out, like if you're solo squatting, kind of like that. Alright, so now like the specialty weapons, same with this. Okay, so this sniper is like super OP. You could literally, all you gotta do, if you're actually like watching somebody and they're on that little white dot in the middle, all you have to do is literally hit fire. Like every shot will hit. Like it's pretty much accurate. You might miss like 1 or 2 shots if you're just doing that, but for anybody that did play like Call of Duty or something, like I don't know, like kind of the older Call of Duties and are used to like quick scoping and stuff, like just make sure that white dot is on the person and you can literally just hit every shot. Like you don't even need to really practice too much. It's just having that white dot on your enemy. Everything's pretty much accurate. So that's what I gotta say about the Kraber. It's not really too much into it. I mean, you could practice on the Bloodhound over there, but I mean, again, it's not too hard to use. Okay, so now with this Mastiff, I don't really use it too much, just because it's kind of inconsistent again, just like the Peacekeeper. But I know a lot of people do enjoy it. So again, hip firing does 144 damage, so it doesn't do too much. But when you're choking down on the grip of the weapon, it does a lot more damage. Here, so 126, 126, 144, 144 again. I guess it's just really based on where you're standing at. I know a lot of people would, I guess from this rock, will try to kill you with the Mastiff from here, because I mean the spread shot is ridiculous. So 144 from a distance. Obviously that one was a little further. Same distance, hip firing, 126, 144, 126. So also another tip with this weapon or any shotgun is, you see how like the middle part of the crosshairs is from that left side to the right side, wherever they are. See, even if they're like this, you'll still hit them. You can see the blood, like you kind of get a hit marker. You can hear a hit marker when you hit them. And then like even on the left side it does the same thing. I would have just practiced jumping around, you know, shooting at him. But I do suggest kind of aiming in with the Mastiff. You got more damage and more power behind it. So that's pretty much what I have to say about settings. If there's any questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you whenever I can. Peace.